Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So, today has not necessarily been the best league launch in Path of Exile's history, and in fact has been maybe the worst launch in history. And I guess they've put up a bit of a post now so we can understand this. I've actually trawled through Reddit, and there's a bit more to it from a guy who's actually a software dev that I guess is important to understand. But I think right now the community, and reading through the comments throughout today, because even myself I got a bit salty, what we need to remember is that it is the genuine case where shit happens and we just need to chill. It's a video game, it's going to be okay. POE by nature, League on League, always has problems. This is just a bigger problem than before, but we're not going to have a Walson scenario here, so we're going to be okay. We're probably going to all wake up tomorrow, it'll all be good, and we'll be able to play the game. Now, people are saying about resetting or restarting the league. Quite frankly, who really cares? It's not by definition a racer or a speed racer game. Some people are worried about leaderboards and all that sort of shit. But at some juncture, if you really want the position on the board and you've got the time to do that, you're going to figure that out and get through that. Anyway, moving on from there. So this video is, I guess, going to talk about two key topics, and the biggest thing here is just reiterating that we all just need to stay calm. It's all going to be okay. The word is pragmatism, and I don't work for GGG or anything like that. I've got no affiliation with them whatsoever, but they're clearly having a bad day. This doesn't always happen, and when we constantly go on at them, we don't actually solve the problem. We don't get into the game any quicker. What we've got to realize is we have to back off, understand the situation, and then basically go, okay, we'll wait for that fix patiently. Now, understandably, the ball has been dropped in areas, but the reality is that there's no possible way that they could foresee what happened today was going to happen, and it wasn't deliberate. So, it's a genuine thing. When you have a DB migration issue or a back-end issue that's not easily solvable, there's a lot of moving parts, and especially it's Saturday in New Zealand, so vendors might be less inclined to respond in a timely manner. The other side of it too is, if they've done code checks and peer reviews over all of their coding and internal works, how would you know? Until you deploy, sometimes you don't know things are going to go wrong until you go face first, and then it ends up tits up. And that, unfortunately, is just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But the good thing is that they're actively trying to fix the problem, and we just need to sit patiently. So right now the portal's down for maintenance, as we can see here. So refresh, so it's down for maintenance. So we know that something's being done. We can do other things in the meantime, watch movies, do whatever stuff you do, play Warhammer, have a D&D game. Probably don't have a D&D game because that goes for too long and it's way too awesome. But yeah, we can do all of those things. So just sort of, I'll put the link in the description to this post here. But the big thing that I want to drill into, and the two things we'll cover off on, is the issue of, obviously, this launch has been bad. The second one is about the streamer preferencing, which I guess I'll pull some logic on, and this is just a riff video because obviously everything's down anyway, so I might as well post something up with my thoughts. But anyway, so this post here on Reddit, I'll put in the description, is actually from a guy who is a dev. And essentially everything I've explained there, because I've had to read through this post, is exactly that. It's the situation where there was no way that they would have been able to pick up on this error. And I can attest to this myself. Until something bad happens, and if you haven't planned for it, you've run every contingency, there's just no way you're going to know. And they probably run this gauntlet every single league. This is just the one situation where we've run into where the worst case scenarios come to fruition. And thinking about how big PoE is, how much content, just looking at the patch notes alone, understanding the gravity to how many areas of this game could go wrong, including all the new mechanics they're bringing in this league, there could be a simple baseline script that is just not working, you know. And Chris has attested also to the fact that there was some human error, which is going to happen from time to time. Unfortunately, no system is perfectly airtight. And in particular with, you know, what we're looking at here, there are, you know, software coding errors that can flow through, database errors, you know, there's load errors, there's everything. Anything could happen. In this case, a bit of a scheduling error with getting the migration of past accounts done before the new league start, which, you know, they had a week to do, but, you know, with everything else, you know, okay, they forgot to do that, but they came up with a fix within 1 hour. So let's just calm down over that. As for the server issues, we all know from every league, when, you know, it's always choppy at the start of leagues. It is what it is. It's going to be okay. We'll get through it. Tomorrow morning, everyone will wake up and hopefully everything will be working. And, you know, we'll be back to square one. I don't think this is a good enough reason to turn around and say, oh, that's it, let's condemn the game, it's a piece of shit. We have one bad day out of years and years and years of positive content, not to mention the league content itself is quite robust as well. You know, let's throw them a bone for one day. Let's give them that for one day. So let's be fair on that. Now, the issue with streamer preferences. This is actually an ethical. This is the old ethical question you look at. You know, where you'll have some that's morally, I guess the right is morally desensitized to the matter. You know, those are the people benefiting from the disadvantage, and there are those streamers that actually did the right thing. And in fact, there were a number of the bigger streamers that did do the right thing that reached out to GGG. Now, obviously, in this post that Chris has made, he's clearly acknowledged that it was a mistake to let streamers bypass the queue and have a priority. Now, I read through the forums and everything, and rightfully so, the anger is well placed on this one. This is a learning point for GGG at this stage, and this, you know, he's also, you know, the intention here was to offer viewers something to watch while they waited. Well, you know, let's be real here. A lot of people took time off from work to play a game, not watch somebody else play a game. And, you know, if someone from GGG watches this video, that's what you need to understand is the player base, while the 1% are the elite, you might have 2% of that player base. This is just picking numbers out of the air that are keen to watch the streamers in the upper echelon. There are a large number of players of this game who simply just want to log on at league start. I myself, I looked forward to this all week, and I was very disappointed with the end result. And I was even more disappointed to see that streamers had been pushed ahead of the priority line, which is an inequality in the community as a whole. There should be no one person that gets an advantage over the other. That is completely defeatist. That's defeatist against the ethos of what GGG has set out to put forwards, and, you know, what my understanding of this game is. And this is the first time that I've seen that sort of go the opposite way around. As a business, this is something that they need to learn from, and this is in fact something that they have acknowledged. And they do acknowledge that it's completely understandable that many players were unhappy about this. If we just zoom in. And yeah, they've acknowledged that they've told people that PoE is a fair playing ground, and, you know, that needs to be a reality, and I agree with that. This statement is very candid and it's very upfront, and that's a good thing. So, you know, at least they're being transparent. They had two decisions that they could have made in this situation. They could have went down the route where they doubled down and they went, no, you know, we have sponsorship arrangements with these guys and everything else. So, you know, yeah, we're going to just double down and we're always going to do it. But what they've actually done here is acknowledged and said, you know, yeah, we tried something new. And this is something you do in business, by the way. In my professional capacity, sometimes you'll try something that you've not tried before and it won't work, or you'll get negative feedback and you need to receive back. But unless you try that, you're not going to know if it doesn't work. In this situation, it blew up in their face. Is this an every league thing? No, this is just a complete one-off situation. Now, maybe it was a thing that was in past leagues and whatnot, but it wasn't noticeable back then. Now it's very apparent when the actual servers go down and only a handful of people can get in. Should we scorn them over this? No. I think we need to have a level of pragmatism and step back from the emotions of this situation And just understand that them as a company, they do rely on MTX transactions. They are a F2P game. You know, while they are funded by Tencent, they're essentially an independent in that light. They do make revenues in other ways, and it'd be really interesting to see what their financials look like. But let's just take a step back and understand they are a business. They do have a view to make profit. It's called going concern. They have a view to continue operations into the foreseeable future. That's literally an accounting term in the standards. So that's understandable. In this situation, they've went about it the wrong way, but the good thing is they're acknowledging that they went about it the wrong way. Now, what I would say for the streamers, it's not actually their fault. There were, as Chris has said, there were streamers that did have sponsorship arrangements. Now, if they had a contract with those streamers too, then if they were to breach that contract, then that's actually a litigation claim that could have been put by the streamers, saying that they had a commercial dealing with the company didn't meet the T's and C's of that deal, so then they have a right to sue, potentially, depending on the jurisdiction they're in. Now, that's really basic, top-level contract law, but normally if you don't fulfill the terms of the contract, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get a legal penalty out of that, and that's a cost that GGG would have to wear. Now, the other side of it for the streamers that got in who weren't as part of those arrangements, well, that's another ethical, moral decision that they've made, and they've reflected on that now and went, no, that was very poor form and they shouldn't have done that. And that's the consensus from the community as well. Now, should we get flamed up? No, I think we need to let this go at this stage and just move forwards. It is a video game, and this is what people need to remember. This is a video game. This is not life and death or anything like that. It's simply a video game. Shit went bad. You know, it is what it is, and we just need to move on. But anyway, I hope this video sort of brings my thoughts on it. Now, in my profession, yep, shit like this does happen, and there's also legal penalties and ramifications for when things don't work, and we need to understand that and be completely, you know, understanding of that sort of situation happening in GGG's case in this situation. So I guess the end point of this video is, let's just wait for the patch to come out that's going to fix this. Let's get into the game. Let's have some fun. Let's not go on Reddit and flame the shit out of GGG. Let's sit back, let's be pragmatic, and let's be adult about this situation. Once it's up and running, we'll all be back tomorrow and we'll be having fun. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of awesome videos and everything will be back to square one. Anyway, if this video calms you down and I guess shed some light on the situation, if you haven't already read all the content around it, drop me a like, drop me a sub. If you're seething from the teeth and, you know, or frothing from your mouth and just you've got pure rage steaming out of your ears, give me a dislike. And yeah, until next time, bye.